Welcome back guys. As part of this video I am going to cover manual testing concept. To learn automation we must know some of the manual testing concept. So as part of this video I am going to cover some of the basic and important manual testing concepts. Okay, so let's get started with this video. So here is the index. So the first point will be what is software testing and types of software testing, what is software development life cycle and what is software test life cycle, what is V model in software testing, and what are entry and exit criteria. Okay, so let's start with the what is software testing. So software testing is the most important phase in a software development life cycle. So in this phase, so software tester typically checks the actual results are matching with the expected results. Okay, to ensure the software is bug free or defect free. Okay, so it also helps to identify errors and gaps and or the missing requirement in the contrary to the actual requirement. Okay, so and in the simple term, software testing means verification of application under test. So please understand here, application under test is your software product or the application which typically we as a software tester test on the testing environment. Okay, so let's move. What are different types of testing? So the main there are so many types, like 100 plus types of testing in general, but like there are three main categories they are divided, like functional testings, non-functional, and the maintenance. Okay, so let's check what is the functional testing. Okay, so functional testing is basically focuses on the functional aspects of the software product or the application. So it generally check the various different types of business and client requirements, and it focuses on the bugs and the loopholes within the product within the application, right? So in the software test, like in the functional testing, there are different types of testing involves, like a unit integration and smoke, a UAT, globalization, and so on, right? So what do we mean by non-functional testing? This is second area of this is second category of the software testing. So it focuses on the performance, endurance, load, volume, scalability, and usability of the software application, right? And within under the third category, it focuses on the regression and the maintenance of the software application. Okay, so let's move to the next. So what do we mean by software development life cycle? Okay, so see, software development life cycle is the standard way to carry out by the developer to design and develop high quality software products. Okay, it is the most important process while developing software for the clients. Okay, so though it is called development, it is not involve just coding task done by the developer, but it also incorporates the task contributed by the tester and the stakeholders. Okay, and it is in the software development life cycle only software testers are creating test cases for the application under test. Okay, or AUT. Okay, so there are different phases of the software development life cycle. So okay, we will going to see that. Okay, so this is typically the structure of the phases. So right beginning from the requirement gathering and analysis, Okay, so in the this is the first phase, starting phase. In this phase, all the senior team members or the senior test lead persons are come together with the domain experts and require the information which are crucial for the software product. Okay, specific information is gathered and that is analyzed into the uh, appropriate way. Okay, so after analysis of this requirement, this phase, okay, so generally uh, uh, senior members create software software requirement documents. All the information related to these requirements and the uh, business flows are put it into one document that is called software requirements, like SRS document. Okay, in design phase, so a design software design is created, like software design documents are created by referring to the software requirement specification, that is SRS document. Okay, so this phase inputs to the next phase. Okay, that is implementation and coding. So in this phase, developers typically do the coding and develop the application by referring to the SRS software requirement specification and the design document. Okay, and after designing, like developing the code for the application, it gives to the code is pushes to the QA environment for the testing. Okay, here our role, like as a software tester, we need to check the different functional flows, like by applying different types of testing, like smoke testing, regression testing, sanity testing. Okay, so generally, typically here a tester focuses on the functional aspect of the product as per the requirement document. Okay, after this phase, like when this testing is completed, so after this the code is deployed to the uh, production. Okay, so if the after deployment of the software product, it goes into the maintenance stage. Okay, maintenance phase. So in this phase, generally typically the focus is on the enhancement and the if there is any bug or the update related to the software is given on this phase. Okay, so this is typical structure of the software development life cycle. Okay, the next topic we will going to cover is software test life cycle. Okay, so what do you mean by software test life cycle? In software test life cycle, there are 6 phases. Okay, so first phase is requirement analysis, second phase is test case planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, test cycle closure. Okay, so in software test, in STLC, the first phase is a requirement analysis. So in this phase, software tester studies the requirements with help of different types of along with the different types of stakeholders. Okay, understand the requirements of the product and try to find out the possible scenarios and test cases with the software product. Okay, The next phase is test case planning. Okay, in this phase, typically the senior test manager or senior test lead will plan the effort and cost estimation, and the number of resources required for the project, and sometimes the all the planning of the test case execution and the schedule of the uh, testing phase. Okay, so uh, after this phase, the third phase is test case development. In this phase, uh, generally software testers are create the test cases. uh, After creating the test cases, they get it reviewed from the senior test members. Okay, and and complete the suggested changes in these test cases. Okay, after completing the uh, all the test case creation is done, it is created like RTM, requirement traceability matrix. Make sure that at least one test case is there for the uh, each scenario. At least single test case should be there for each scenario uh, for the software product. Okay, so the next phase is test environment setup. So in this phase, basically this ensures that which environment on which the software tester is going to test the product, and the stability of that environment. Okay, generally typically the smoke testing was done on this environment to make sure that build the basic and critical functionalities are working on this environment. Okay, the next phase is a test execution. In this phase, software tester will execute the test cases on the given environment. uh, make sure all the test cases are executed and the result are updated into RTM, and depend upon the result of the test cases, the testing cycle is closed. Okay, so and the in this test execution phase, all the bugs and the missing loopholes are enclosed in the bug testing, like bug management tool like a Jira or any other tool which are using by the organization, and bugs are logged to the developer. Okay, developer will work on those bugs and reassign back to the testers, and this cycle is repeat until the test case is like pass. Okay, for okay, and after the all the test cases are execution is completed and all the results are uh, updated into the RTM. So this test case cycle is closed by the manager. Okay, so the next module is like V module in software development life cycle, like verification module, verification and validation module. Okay, so this is the most used uh, like this is the most commonly used software development model after the waterfall model. Okay, so because verification and validation are go hand on hand. Okay, for each phase there is a testing team, like testing is involved, like right from the requirement analysis to the high level, low level and coding. Okay, so the left side is the verification phase, involves in the development side. Okay, and the right side is the validation phase, which is done by the testing side. Okay, and both the activities perform parallelly. Okay, so in the requirement analysis, uh, after requirement analysis, system design, high level and low level design coding is done, and with the low level design unit testing is also performed, and high level design integration testing is performed. System design, system testing, and the requirement analysis phase consists of acceptance testing. Okay, after this, so the next topic which we going to cover is entry and exit criteria. Okay, so what do you mean by entry and exit criteria? Okay, so entry criteria is the prerequisite items must completed before testing can begin. Okay, so there might be some prerequisites which will be required to start testing by the testers. Okay, so that is the entry criteria, and exit criteria defines the item that must be completed before testing case. The testing team can conclude the testing. Okay, so exit criteria defines the item that must be completed before testing can be concluded by the testing team. Okay, so these are the typical like all the concepts which I want to cover with this video. Okay, so for this time, that is all from my side. Okay, so goodbye and take care all. Bye.